Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamara Fashion Style, and today in this video we're gonna talk a little bit about pattern drafting abbreviation, or common abbreviation for pattern drafting. Because you know, sometimes you're drafting pattern, you may see they write a certain letter on maybe the bust or the waist, and you don't know what it means. So I decide to say, let me come and just do this quick video for you so that you guys can learn what these letters mean. So in the next time you do your pattern drafting, you will understand. So if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe, please hit that notification bell, share my channel so that others can learn as well. And if you want to refresh your pattern drafting course, you can head over to my website. You will learn to draft the bodice, this skirt, and the sleeve. Go over to my website, tamarafashionstyles.com, and I will put a link down below this video so you can go and join my classes. Simple, easy, and quick. So before further ado, let's jump into this video. Now I have some letters here I want to share with you, right, to show you in the pattern industry. These are common abbreviation. They are common abbreviation used in the pattern industry. The reason why they use these abbreviation is to communicate with other professional, right, pattern maker, so that they can understand what they are referring to. So in the industry, the pattern industry, you may more find these letters on your professional patterns. That make it easy for the pattern makers, for the professional pattern maker who develop pattern, so that they can communicate easy with the pattern maker and the pattern, the person who printing out the pattern for them, or who develop in the pattern for them, so that they can sell it, or they can, the buyer who buy it, the sewer or tailor, whoever buy, they can understand what is on the pattern. So these are common abbreviation used. So I have some common abbreviation here I'm going to share with you. So for instance, you may see B in the pattern. On your pattern, we may see B, right? So we have B. Now if you like, you can get a pen and a book, or a pencil and a book, and write these down. It will be very helpful for you when it comes to pattern drafting, or even if you see I am drafting something, you could understand. If you see I put B on a line, you could understand what this means. So if you don't know what these letters mean, after this video you will get a clear understanding of what these letters mean. So the first one you would see is B, right? So write B down. I will get back to you and I will let you know what the meaning of this. So you'll write B down, right? The next one you would see C. So you would see C. So write C down. You would see this letter. So B is the first one, and C, write it down. The next one you would see is W. Now you would see W. So write W down. This is the next one you would see. The next one you would see is H. So you would see H, write that down. Then you would see AH, write AH down. You will get to the meaning of these letters. Then you will see CF. CF, you will see this, write it down as well. Next one you would see CB, right? You would see CB, so write CB down. So now let's get into the gist of what these letters mean, right? You write it down. I hope you write it down. So get your pen and write those letters down. So now we're getting into the gist of what these letters mean, right, and the abbreviation for them. So I will show you the first one we did. Let me just get it. So the first one is B, right? The first one is this. Well, in my case, this is, well, okay, the first one is B, right? So this B meaning the bus. Sorry, I have it wrong. The B meaning the bus, right? Now, the abbreviation for bus is B, okay? So you won't see there write out the whole bus onto the on the pattern. The abbreviation they would use is just B, right? So the abbreviation they use is just B, meaning is bus. So if you just see B, they are telling you this is the bus line. So the abbreviation for bus is just B. So they abbreviate it, because most in the fashion industry, they abbreviated it to B. That is to shorten it. Instead of spelling out bus, they just use B. Alright? So the second one we have was C. Now C stands for chess. So you won't see in the pattern industry they have chess on the line, on the pattern. They would just put C. The reason why is to communicate with the other professionals, the other profession pattern makers, so that they could understand, well, this is the chess line. So one, you won't see chess, but you would see the abbreviated just C. So you know when you see C, it stands for chess. The abbreviated for chess is C. So this is what you will see on your pattern. Whether it's a commercial pattern, whether it's you doing your pattern drafting for yourself, whatever, once it comes to fashion and pattern industry and pattern, you will see these, right? So just remember, you won't see this, you would see the abbreviated C, meaning C is for chess. Okay? Alright. The next one we do was the waist, was W, right? W, right? So you would mostly see this in the pattern industry or on your pattern instead of waist. So the W stands for waist. So the waist, instead of writing out the waist, they abbreviate it to W. So you know the abbreviated is for W, and that stands for waist. So in the pattern industry, you won't see waist right out. You will just see W by the waistline. So write this down. W is for waist. So you won't see waist, you'll see the abbreviated for W, meaning the W abbreviated from this. So waist, W stands for waist. So most time you would see just this, you wouldn't see this. So they abbreviated to just one letter, W. Okay? The next one we do is, you would see this, which is H. This is abbreviated H. This stands for hip. So you won't see sometime on your pattern the whole hip spell out. They abbreviate it to just H. So this is what you will see, H on your hip line. You would see H. So when you see H, this is the abbreviated, and this is what they spell out hip. So you wouldn't see this on your pattern, you would just see this, meaning the hip abbreviated to just H. All right? The next one we look at is AH. Now this is the abbreviated letters AH, and that one stands for armhole, right? So most of the time in the pattern industry, you're going to just see by the armhole line, you're going to see AH, meaning it stands for armhole. All right? So you wouldn't see armhole right out on your pattern. You would just see the AH on the pattern, meaning that it stands for armhole. Okay, so after this video you will understand what these letters mean. So AH is for armhole. Next we deal with, you would see this. Now this is the abbreviation letters. So this CF stands for center front. Now this center front that is here, center front abbreviated to CF. Okay, so you wouldn't see center front right out on your pattern. You would see CF, meaning the center front of the garments. All right, so this is the center front of the garment. This is what you will see. Okay, CF stands for center front. And next one you would see in the pattern industry, you would see on your pattern CB. Now what CB stands for? CB stands for the center back of the pattern. All right, CB stands for the center back of the pattern. So when you see CB on your pattern, know that is the center back of the pattern, and the abbreviation is CB, where they abbreviated to CB, meaning is the center back. Now in the pattern industry, they use all these letters to, as I said before, communicate with other professional pattern makers. Now you must know all these things when it comes to pattern drafting, because a lot of time you may find the drafters them won't spell it out for you. On the bust they just put B, they put C on the chest, W on the waist, H on the hip, and so on. And you have so many more abbreviated or these letter these pattern in pattern making, right? You have a lot of abbreviation they do to just shorten the word, right? So instead of spelling it out, you just put like CB, CF, and so on. So I just let me come on and just share this little knowledge with you so you guys can understand, right, what they use in the pattern industry. Because drafting pattern, you must know these things. Where would I put the notch? Where the notch have to go? Where the notch in have to go? So most time when it comes to pattern, these are the letters you will see in your pattern making. Right now I have a little note for you here. Let me just I write some note here for you which I want to share with you. So when it comes to pattern making, there are many abbreviations that are commonly used in the industry, right? Some of these are the most frequently used abbreviation. It includes like the bus, which is abbreviated as B, as I mentioned before, right? We have the chest, which is often abbreviated as C, which you have the waist, which is often abbreviated as W, and the list goes on. You have the which often abbreviate as AH, right? And then you have the hip, which often abbreviate as the hip as H. So the hip often abbreviate as H. Then you have the center front, right, which often abbreviate as CF. You have the center back, which often abbreviate as CB. So in these abbreviations, they are used to making pattern, and the most efficient and easier way to understand, right, is especially when it comes to writing on the pattern, like the instruction and these things, so that you can follow. So when it comes to writing the instruction on the illustrated sheet, which show you how which piece to put together, you would often see these abbreviated letters, right? And it's more easy to communicate, right, with the sewer. So the sewer could understand, well, this is the center front, this is the center back, this is the armhole, this is the waist, this is the hip, this is the shoulder, this is, and the list goes on. So these is the letters that often used. Now, pattern making is an important aspect of the fashion industry, and it requires a good understanding of the various abbreviation used. Now, in addition to the abbreviation mentioned earlier, there are several others that are commonly used in pattern making. Now, in my next video, I will give you, as time goes on, what the rest of abbreviation mean, because they got so much, right? So much abbreviation in pattern making, so that you would want to know what this means, right? So this is just a short clip that I do. Yes, this is just a short clip that I do for you, so that you can understand what these letters mean. Okay, so in my next tutorial, if you like this tutorial and you want to see more of this tutorial, you can let me know down below, and maybe I can do others, because sometimes you have, for instance, you have SA. What does this mean? What do that mean? You have so many more, right? You have D, what D stands for. Now, in my next tutorial, the D's that I mentioned, I would let you know. I will do a next video for you, because when we look at understanding these abbreviations, it is essential for communicating, right, effectively with other professionals in the industry, and for creating accurate pattern. You don't want to create a pattern that is not accurate. So using these abbreviations, it would help you to create accurate pattern by using these abbreviations that I just show you, because pattern making, sorry, become more efficient and easy to understand. So I hope I was able to help you in this area. I hope I was able to help you with this, so that the next time you see I drafting a pattern, or you see someone else drafting a pattern, and you just see they put the abbreviated letters instead of writing out the whole center back or center front or armhole or the whole spell out the whole hip, they abbreviate it so that it could be like what I just showed you. So it could be like the letters then that I just share with you, so you could know what these letters mean. So instead of using the bus, they just put B. Instead of using the writing out the chest, they just put C. Instead of writing out the waist, they just put W. Instead of writing out the H, the hip, they just use H. Instead of writing out the armhole, they just use a H. Instead of writing out the center front, they just use CF. Instead of writing out the center back, they just use CB. So these are the abbreviation for center back, center front, armhole, waist, hip, and the list goes on. So I hope you was able to enjoy this video, and I hope I was able to make it clear for you, so that you can understand that in the pattern industry, these are the more commonly used abbreviation for center front, center back, armhole, waist, center front, hip. They abbreviate it to B, C, H, AH, W, CB, and CF. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. And as I said, if you like this video, leave it down below. If I make sense, leave the comment down below, so I can know that you appreciate what I just did for you in this video, to help you to understand when it comes to pattern drafting, the letters them you will see on your Where there's a commercial pattern you purchase, you will see these abbreviated letter on that pattern. Where there's a pattern you draft in, you will see these letters. So, thank you for watching, and don't forget, check out my website. More classes will be going up just in a while. So, check it out. So, I will see you back here in my next video. So, have a wonderful day and enjoy. Bye-bye.